This is Fearless Beauties, a podcast dedicated to developing voices of color in the beauty industry. We are talking to estheticians, skin specialists, and business owners to uncover best skin practices, tactical career tips, and ultimately, how we can create a better beauty industry together. I'm your host, Taylor Phillip.
And I'm your other co-host, Alina Velez. Welcome to the latest episode of the Fearless Beauties podcast.
Welcome to the Fearless Beauties podcast. This is the last episode of the season. Season 2, episode 18.
Can you believe it? What the heck? I can't believe it.
I can't believe it. It went by pretty fast. Well, before we get started, I just want to say that I am your host, Taylor, from Taylor Budgets.
And I'm your co-host, Alina Velez.
Yes, girl. So let's go ahead and get started. We're talking about toxic masculinity in this episode.
Yeah. How the beauty
industry...
industry...
We're ending it with a bang.
End it with a bang. I love it. Yeah. And just how the beauty industry can become more, welcoming and accepting of men and, the trends that are starting to... catch men's eyes and that they're starting to partake in, and just the cultural pushback, right, of toxic masculinity. So let's get into it.
So I think we've talked a lot about sexual inclusivity on this podcast, but not much about gender inclusivity.
Yeah.
I definitely think that most of our episodes are culturally more feminine, I guess you can say. So they're normalized for women, but the truth of the matter is there's a ton of men who are passionate about the beauty industry, whether that is makeup, skincare, fragrances, etc. So I think we should start by defining what toxic masculinity is. I think it sounds loaded.
Absolutely.
But Google did, because when I first saw what we were discussing, I was like, what the heck is toxic masculinity?
Right.
I had no idea what it was.
I think a lot of people don't know what it is, so I'm excited to kind of dissect it a little bit.
So I definitely Googled. I did a little mini deep dive on what it is. So Google says that toxic masculinity involves cultural pressures for men to behave in a certain way. So it's likely these effects that all boys and men have in some fashion. So it refers to the notion that some people's idea of manliness, quote unquote, perpetuates domination, homophobia, and aggression. So it's like the stigmas or cultural norms put on men.
It's so true. I think that,
yeah, it's a sucker.
Gender identity it's a feeling deep inside, male, female, or other, that I feel like it's not biological characteristics that, make you more feminine or more masculine. It's these societal norms that are created around femininity and masculinity. And I just think that it's not always true.
Yeah, and I think it's also cultural and generational too.
Very generational, right?
It's sad almost to where even you see it in movies all the time. Men grow up thinking that they have to be just like their father because their father was just like their father. And if they decide that they want to take a different career path that is not as manly, quote unquote, as what their father or grandfather or great grandfather did, they are immediately, is it demasculated or unmasculated or whatever the correct term is, but they are immediately shunned in a way because they aren't wearing a suit and not working in a corporate office. And that's just like an example that I've seen so much in the world is you're not a man if you're not wearing a suit or sitting in a boardroom or
I think even aside from the office setting, like farming and construction, and if you're not, working and getting down and dirty, you're prissy or whatever you want to call it. And I just think these days, men and women have both masculine and feminine sides. You're allowed to be who you are, you know? And I just think society does really kind of box us in and make you feel like you have to,
Yeah.
oh, you're a woman, you've got to be feminine. You've got to wear dresses and have your nails done and your hair done and things like that. But, you know, the men's skincare is about to hit $13 billion by the end of 2022. So by the end of this year, they're going up.
I was shocked. I was shocked with that number. I'm going to be
I love
completely
it.
honest.
I love to see it though. You know, 71% of men in the UK, at least, who use skincare, hair care products, they prefer products that are specifically designed for them. So they're not going to go grab something that looks like it's advertised for women. They want something that's advertised for men, specifically for them.
And I think there should be something that's specifically for men because they're men and their skin is different. I mean, I'm pretty sure that they have, you know, different hormones. Like they have more testosterone, we have more estrogen.
Yep. In return, the testosterone levels actually, they make your skin produce more oil. And for women, in the estrogen, we produce less oil because of the estrogen. So there are some anatomical differences. But I just feel like, you know, for generations, guys have been told that taking care of your skin and taking care of yourself is somehow less masculine, which is very, very backwards. I think human beings, we put out so much. We work, we take care of people, we, you know, do all these things that we're outputting. But what about you? You know, men or women?
Self-care is not woman care or women care.
Right,
Self-care
right.
is self-care. So I think when we think of self-care, we think of women, you know, pampering themselves because they've had a long day, or they're moms or they're business owners and they're just like completely exhausted at the end of the day and they need self-care. They need to go get their nails done, their hair done, massages and stuff. But men can do the same things. And what I wrote down is that it's become, I love TikTok. I feel like the last few episodes I talked a lot about TikTok because I love it so much, but it's become a whole thing on TikTok with hashtag Black men luxury. I mean, of course, there's Black girl luxury, but we're talking about men. So there's this thing called Black men luxury on TikTok, and I'm not sure. And well, I am sure that there's a reason why there is an emphasis on Black, but for the sake of the podcast and staying on topic, I think we should focus on the fact that
Sure.
men taking care of themselves has to be made a big deal in order for it to not be made a big deal, if that makes sense.
Absolutely.
There's this whole hashtag with Black men luxury because it's a big deal. But I feel like if it was common and if it was normalized, then it wouldn't be as big of a deal as it should be.
I think so
You know
too.
what I'm
And
saying?
I think it's like getting your hair cut, right? Men feel good after they get their hair cut, just like women do. I think, you know, in relation to skincare and thinking of pedicures, for instance, nobody likes nasty looking feet, okay?
Okay.
Like, I love to see that people are creating spaces for men to feel confident in going to these places to take care of themselves. I don't think anybody should feel uncomfortable to walk into a place where you are desiring to better yourself and feel better about yourself. You shouldn't feel uncomfortable in that space.
Now, I'm going to ask you, Alina, because I've gone to the nail salon for most of my life, and every time I see a male in there, I'm not shocked.
Yeah.
I don't know if that's just because of the way I was raised. Like my dad is totally into self-care. He takes care of himself.
Yes, Dad.
So my brothers take care of themselves. My brother's nails and toes are always done. When my brother was, 6 or 7, I remember taking him to the nail salon with me many times. Like it's very common in my family and in the Bahamian culture for men to take care of themselves. My grandpa, he takes longer to get dressed than my grandma. And that is common because the men in our culture take good care of themselves. And I'm sure that there is a reason behind that. but they just they like to smell good. They like to dress well. They like,
Mm-hmm.
they get their nails done and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
It is very common. So when you go into nail salons, and you see a man, are you shocked?
No, not at all. And I don't know if it's
Mm-hmm.
just because I'm a very just kind of open-minded person. And,
Yeah.
I just think people come to the nail salon to get their nails done.
And I don't necessarily think it means that they are feminine or.
Yeah, I think that, your family, it might be a cultural thing. I think for me in a Hispanic household, I'm an only child, so I don't have, brothers to compare, but my dad definitely, loves his cologne. I've never seen him get his nails done, but maybe
Mm-hmm.
that's just because his dad never did that and didn't teach him. So it's kind of, again, generational of, setting these. At the end of the day, it's hygienic. I think it's hygiene and,
Yeah.
taking
Exactly.
out just the glitz and glamour of it. And it comes down
Mm-hmm.
to just being hygienic, keeping your skin healthy and all that good stuff.
I mean, I know that if I'm attracted to a man, I look at their nails or I focus on, do they smell good?
Mm-hmm.
It's because
Yeah.
I don't think any woman or any man who's attracted to a man wants a man that isn't taking good care of themselves. Period.
Yeah.
Like you don't have to have the best smelling cologne, but you gotta smell like you actually took, a bath.
Yeah.
Or you don't want dirt under your nails.
Absolutely.
Like that's not
Absolutely.
attractive. So I
Mm-hmm.
think it's just about doing what makes you feel good. And I don't think any man wants dirt under their nails or wants to smell. You know what I'm
Sure.
saying? So
Sure.
like
Gay,
you mentioned, it's
straight,
just
in between, anything. Yeah.
yeah, no man.
Mm-hmm.
So I guess we can move on and talk about how that there are actual. I'm not going to call them spas because the article that I read said that they don't like to call them spas, but that there are shops now dedicated to men's grooming.
Yep. They are calling them shops. And the more that I read, these business owners of these shops for men to come to and get mani, pedi, whatever, have just said, how you speak about your brand matters because using words like spa and salon tends to make men feel like they're going to a woman's business, which is totally understandable.
It is understandable. I feel like I'm going to change the mood of this podcast for a second because when I read the article about Hammer and Nails, which is a
Mm-hmm.
grooming shop for guys only, the feminist in me came out. And
Let's hear it. Let's hear
okay, I'm about to get controversial. I'm just kidding.
it.
But okay, so it said that these spas are dedicated to giving men the treatments they need in a way that does not threaten their insecure masculinity. So when I read that sentence, I immediately was just like turned off by it because I feel like there are so many spaces in this world that women may feel like their femininity is devalued.
Mm.
So I go to the gym a lot, and
Mm-hmm.
the amount of times I am sexualized as a woman for going into a gym that, let's be honest, a gym is,
Dominated by men.
thank you, like it's
Yeah.
a man place, right? So if you go to the gym and you wear your tight clothes because women like to go to the gym and look good. For
Mm-hmm.
me, it is like the only time I can go and be Taylor and not be a mom. So yeah, I look good,
Mm-hmm.
but I am constantly sexualized. Or if
Mm-hmm.
I decide that I want to lift a certain amount, I see guys look at me and they're like, oh, she lifting that amount? Or I see other women who are benching 125, 150 pounds, and
Yeah.
you see men looking at them all around like, what? Like women
Mm-hmm.
can't lift that because they're supposed to be lifting the whole 10, 20 pounders
Mm-hmm.
because they shouldn't want to, build muscle. They should just want to tone up their bodies.
Mm-hmm.
So women are constantly sexualized, but we have to deal with it because we want to go to the gym and the gym for me is self-care.
Absolutely.
So, I mean, I'm sure that there are gyms dedicated to women only, but come on now. Like,
Right.
most of the gyms out here are like the gym I go to, it is very intimidating for a woman because it's like macho,
Bodybuilders.
okay?
Yeah.
Oh, it
Yeah.
is absolutely ridiculous. And even if we want to go and wear something that's attractive, we're sexualized because, oh, she just coming to the gym to find a man or she trying
Yeah.
to, you
Right.
know, and that's just the real life part of it. So some women just want to go to the gym and work out. And yes, we want to wear a tight outfit because it looks cute on our
Mm-hmm.
bodies.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. It is what it is. Guys, stop sexualizing us. So when I read about the Hammer and Nails grooming shop, I immediately was turned off, but then I read more and I understood why it was created. But then here's my second point. They said that it was created because they did not want it to threaten a man's inner masculinity. I feel like insecurity comes from within. You're insecure because you feel a certain way. What makes people insecure is the words and beliefs from others becoming who they believe themselves to be.
Mm-hmm.
So if a man grew up saying, oh, nail salons are for women, if you go to a nail salon, you're feminine, or let's be honest, you're gay, da 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 da. They're
Sure.
going to start thinking that. So their insecurity has come from the words and beliefs of others. So I think that what men need to do is work on themselves and not feel insecure about walking into a salon, a regular salon, because of what they think others are going to think of them. Like, I think you should just be, and it's easier said than done, but I think you should be strong minded and I think you should do you and not worry about what anyone else thinks.
I agree. I agree, Taylor. I think about like a hair salon that women go to, right? It's pretty, it's cool, it's a vibe.
Hmm.
And then I think of barbershops. It's totally a dude dominated
Yeah,
environment. You know, they're talking about dude stuff, like doing dude
right.
things. And so I do think that it's kind of dope that they're creating a space for men to go and take care of their feet and hands and everything else too. But I do agree with you just about like get out of your feels, you know, like come on, women deal with this stuff all the time. But I do think that there should be a space for everybody. Everybody is entitled to good self-esteem and you know good self-care and all that.
Yeah, and I think Hammer and Nails is doing just that. I think that their mission is to eliminate insecure masculinity, and I think they're doing a great job at that.
They must be. They've got 18 locations around the country, so they must be doing something right.
Yeah, they're doing a great job, and I'm going to get off like my high horse and I'm going to talk about something that I loved about them. They said that after the men get their service, they chill out in a treatment room. And they said that they want their men to get used to the process of taking their time and relaxing. So after they're
Hmm.
done, they go to a treatment room and they just relax and they take it all in. And I appreciate that because I know when I go to the nail salon, it's like okay, get me out of here. Like,
Hmm. It's a lot of
I just want to
talking
get
going
my,
on, a lot of noise.
right.
Yeah.
It's no longer relaxing. I know for me, going to the nail salon is no longer a self-care thing. It's just, I like having my nails done and my toes done. So I go, but the environment is no longer relaxing because it's always, oh, next person up, next person up. So I like
Hmm.
the fact that Hammer and Nails has like a relaxation, take it all in experience.
Do you feel like when you get your mani pedi that it makes you a better mom and a better woman in life?
Yeah, definitely. Even though I hate the process of getting it done, at the end, I feel like, okay, I did something for Taylor.
Hmm.
I did not do something for Lauren's mom. You know what I mean? There's a
Absolutely.
huge difference. And because when I get home, I go straight back to being mom. So that hour to myself is like, okay, I am taking care of myself. Just like when I go to the gym, I bought all these gym outfits because I wanted to look good. I wanted to feel like I did before I had a child. I wasn't somebody's mama, you know, I was me. I can go out and feel like a woman and not like a mom. And they're completely different things. So yes.
Mm-hmm. So on the flip side of things, I do feel like guys are worthy of that. You know, they work hard, and if it's going to make you a better father and a better husband and a better person, do that mani pedi.
Yeah,
You know,
do it.
do it.
Yeah, I think you're 100% right. It said in the article that guys have been told that taking care of themselves is somehow more masculine, and that the idea of taking care of yourself is just for females. So I like the fact that they treat men like kings there because, you know, they say like, women, treat yourself as queens, you know, get your hair done, your nails done, everything did. And I feel like guys should feel the same. The feminist in me came out because I just feel like it shouldn't be this huge ordeal. But then I understand why it is. There's just two different sides to it. I feel like the whole thing about sports pedicures that they offer. Women play sports too.
Yes.
So I think that you just need to offer a space that is similar to what they would offer in a nail salon, but just like you don't need to like macho it up. Like I just think you just need to give men a safe space. Like you don't have to have a sports pedicure, sports algae, sports that like no, it honestly doesn't exist.
It makes me wonder, like, if I were to walk into one of these places, am I gonna get looked at crazy? You know?
Oh, you definitely are. You definitely are. So I feel like they're doing a great thing, but I think it's also like,
I think why does it have to be so divided? Why does it have to be so divided and so separated? I think it's great that, you know, I think it's a good start. I think we're headed in the right direction.
Yeah, I do too. I think we're always headed in the right direction. So like maybe I would like to see more nail salons that are co-ed, I guess you can say. Like one side is, you know, I don't know.
No, I think you're onto something there for sure.
Yeah,
for
like
sure.
one side could be for the males,
For
and one side
couples.
could
What
be
about
for
the couples that want to come?
couples. Like I
And
see a lot of couples in the nail salon. So that's hammer and nails, people.
Yeah. I did come across Alex Rodriguez, A-Rod. Yeah. Good looking guy, macho, baseball player, you know? I think he's coming for J-Lo and her skincare
Girl,
stuff.
you stirring up drama.
Man, because, I mean, he created a concealer of all things. That I was reading this article and he was saying, you know, I got all my buddies into it and this and that. And I mean, that's cool. Everyone gets dark circles under their eyes here and there, you know? And so I just think I love to see that, you know, somebody in his position is doing something different.
Yeah, he's normalizing men taking care of themselves.
Yeah.
Okay, so I'm gonna be honest. Okay, when I saw the concealer thing, I wasn't put off, but I was intrigued.
Okay.
I'm gonna say intrigued because I get it. I get it. I'm just gonna say that I get it. Again, it's a cultural thing.
Yeah.
It's a cultural thing because I grew up, men don't do that.
Yeah.
And I'm not saying it's wrong because if, you know, my boyfriend or my husband did that, I would just be like, okay, why do you feel like you need to put concealer under your eyes?
Sure.
I just don't like my dark spots. I played sports all my life, or there's just like genetics. There's dark spots under my eyes and I don't like the discoloration. Cool. So I think that A-Rod is normalizing. We want our skins to look balanced just like women do, and there's nothing wrong with that. And I am 100% for it. So I'm going to leave it at that.
Yeah. We've come a long way from, you know, when our parents were kids. And I just think I'm excited for what the next, you know, like 5 or 10 years is going to look like and the growth and the direction that we're going to head in there. I think that one day we'll look back and just be like, I can't believe makeup and skincare was only for women, you know? at one point.
Right. Have you seen Target lately? Like, have you seen the men's section at Target?
I walk past. What stands out to you? It's definitely
It's dope.
doubled. It's definitely doubled in size. A
Yeah.
lot more products.
There's a whole section dedicated to men's self-care. And honestly, I went there with my mom and little brother, and I think we spent more time in the men's section than we did in any other section at Target.
Yeah.
And we could spend hours at Target. So they have like beard oils, shampoos, different deodorants, scents, skincare products, overall pampering products, even for the down under. Okay. I was excited.
Yeah.
I was excited to see that because men want to go to America's favorite store and know that they have a section for them. Like, I feel like low key men like Target. And I feel like the only reason why men bash Target is because there's no space for them.
Yeah. Yeah.
You go to Target and it's mostly it's dedicated to women, okay? But if a
Mm-hmm.
man, is being dragged out to Target, let's be honest, that's what I see a lot. If a man's being dragged out to Target, it's okay. They're like, "Oh, okay, I know where I'm going. I got to go re-up on my beard oil or whatever." And I think even for men in the LGBTQIA community, they can go to that section as well.
Absolutely.
And that's what I like about it, that it's very fluid. It's not for the macho man. It's just for men who want to take care of themselves. And I love seeing that. Men, they have, step-by-step skincare lines in Target for men. I think it's dope. Like, we need more of it.
I think so too. Okay, a little bit of a rabbit hole, but okay, this is random. Do you feel like, have you ever bought a male razor?
Oh, yeah, that's the best.
So much better. So much better than women
Yes.
razors, right? What the heck?
Yeah.
Why? Like, I wonder, I don't know. Does that say that women are supposed to have finer hair than men? I don't know.
You see what I'm saying? No, because now
Yeah.
women have that, like, my hair is not fine.
No.
Okay? Like, my hair
Yeah.
is rough. And that is
Mhm.
why I wear men's razors.
I wear men deodorant sometimes.
Yeah, I mean, I think every woman should try a men's razor. I feel like that's another thing they have in the Target section. I think it's called Goodfellows. I don't remember what it's called,
Uh-huh.
but they have like the Dollar Shave Club razors they have now in Target. Like, they are bomb, and they put a lot of work into these razors. So yeah, I say every woman, here's your homework, people. We always give out homework. Women, go get a men's razor and try it out because it's awesome.
I agree. Or holler at me for some laser hair removal.
Okay, quick plug.
Laser hair
quick
removal
plug.
is where it's at. It will change your life, but
No, honestly,
Yeah.
Alina, I am so scared to get hair removal. I want to get it so badly because I'm so tired of shaving.
Well, what are you scared of?
It hurts. Like,
It doesn't feel good.
I'm not ready for the laser, but I do want wax.
Yeah.
You
I
do
think you
wax,
could spend-
right? Wax is
I
good,
am
right?
not a wax specialist. I'm licensed to wax, but I love the laser because waxing you'll have to do for the rest of your life, right? Sure, it might damage the follicles and you can get, less hair growth in the long run, but why when you could just invest a little bit more, get laser hair removal and some maintenance treat. I'm not saying it's a one and done. You'll need at least 6 treatments, but
Okay.
I think it's worth the money. I just think that definitely going to somebody that, knows what they're doing is very, very important. I don't know what your laws are and stuff in Florida, but yeah, laser hair removal will change your life for the good.
I think I might just
And
try
I do have
it
I have a lot of
because
male clients too. Yeah.
that's awesome. Speaking of men getting waxes, not that I'm about to talk about that, but I did see that there are men nail polish lines. So men are out here doing the dang thing. You have Harry Styles that launched his beauty line. It's called Pleasing. So it's not only for nail polishes, but he's coming out with skincare as well. And I cannot wait to see what that looks like for a
Yeah.
man to come out with a skincare line. I cannot wait to see what that's all about. Machine Gun Kelly has his genderless nail collection.
Yes.
I don't want to botch up the name, but Un Dun Liqueur. I don't know. But
yeah, the name threw me off a little bit too.
yeah, I don't know. But also,
I love to see it. Patrick Starr really pushed the needle.
fun fact about Patrick Starr,
Yeah.
because I used to follow him, we both graduated from the same high school.
What?
Crazy. Yes, Timber Creek, Florida. Timber Creek in Orlando, Florida. We both graduated from the same high school. And I found that out because I used to be a huge fan of his. Also, Jeffree Star, Manny MUA, James Charles. I love all of them. I think they've all made stamps in the beauty industry as men and they're doing their thing. But yeah, Patrick Starr graduated from the same high school that I did. So cool.
Oh
I think
my
like a year from each
gosh.
other, which is crazy. So I could have been at the school when he was at the school, but who knows? I'm just putting it out there.
Yes. We would love to have Patrick Starr on the show. Patrick,
Okay.
if you're listening, holler at us.
I know you are. I'm just
Tell
kidding.
your peoples to get with our peoples.
Right. But I just love to see how men are breaking barriers and, just doing what they are, filling in a gap. They definitely are filling in a gap.
Absolutely.
And I love to see it.
I think, all of our online channels and platforms, social media and all that is really giving people a voice, and we're able to see more. We're exposed to more. We're able to see more versus, back in the day, just TV and whatever they were willing to show us on TV and commercials and all that. And now social media, you can put out whatever you want to put out. And I think it's really dope.
Yeah, and I think we can definitely segue into like the last point which is how the beauty industry can become more welcoming and accepting of men. And I think that they can start that with social media. It's all over the place, okay? TikTok, you see, it's not rare to see men on social media platforms doing their step-to-step skincare routine or their night routine or showing you how they get their beard fluffy and nice and pretty. Like,
for lack of better word.
I don't know. Yeah, like the men take their beard so seriously, like, and I love to see it. Like, I like to see the glowiness and the
glossy,
the word?
shiny.
Yeah,
it's attractive.
Nice.
It is.
It's so attractive. And you can go on TikTok and you could just type in how to make my beard look nice. And you see men like giving you products to use. It's not a big thing anymore.
Right.
So I think you can start with educating male consumers in skincare and beauty with social media.
Absolutely. Because if we don't see it, it feels like it doesn't exist. So.
And I think it would also be beneficial to see men of influence promote mental health, well-being, self-care. Like,
that's
we mentioned A-Rod.
That's a whole nother thing. Mental health in men. Yes, girl.
And I think that's why toxic masculinity exists, because of the insecurities that other men put on men. Like, come on, dude.
The generational thing, right? Like, men don't show emotion. Men don't cry. Men don't see counselors. You suck it up, you're a man. It's like, no.
Exactly.
We are human beings at the end of the day, and feelings get hurt and trauma happens. And if you don't heal that trauma, it's a domino effect.
The reason why men are given such a bad rep is because of toxic masculinity, and because society has told men that they just need to buck it up and, whatever. But that is why there's so many divorces and so much infidelity and just so much suicide in men, Because of toxic masculinity. I feel like that should be another podcast. We should just scratch beauty and just talk about mental health in men and how if we normalize men taking care of their mind, body, and soul, that the divorce rate would go down tremendously. There would just be so much more peace in the world. And
I think so too.
right. Those men who are actually taking care of themselves won't have these hard conversations of why men aren't taking care of themselves. It would just be a thing like, yeah, men are taking care of themselves. And it's good to see. Like, there will be more fathers in the household.
Yeah. Maybe they wouldn't be taking away women's rights for our bodies and abortion if they... Gosh, I mean, it's not funny. It's not funny. I shouldn't laugh. It's very serious. And I'm really sad about it. You know, I woke up this morning and checked my social media and it was like bad news. You know, I don't know if you saw it yet, Taylor, but it happened. They overturned our rights. So, man,
Men are telling women what to do with their bodies. That's
we need a revolution.
Podcast. We really need a revolution, though. But yeah, that's a whole podcast, and I think it will. I mean, girl, we need a whole podcast. I was just about to go down another rabbit hole, basically talking about how there's this whole machoism in government, and that's why, girl, let me stop. But it's
true.
Like,
it's relevant. It's true. It's all connected. Yeah.
It's a generational curse on men. And that is why I'm not saying that they're the blame for how society is, but they're a huge part of it.
Yeah.
So, mental health.
I think at the end of the day, we all just need to come together, men, women, everybody, non-binary, LGBTQ, all of the things. That's
More
the only way we're going to win.
Always.
Yes, inclusivity. That's the only win. That's the only way to win, I feel like, you know, coming together because they want to divide us to conquer. And I think it's going to be an interesting future ahead of us here. But, you know,
it definitely is.
There are some really dope things and good things happening. And, you know, like I said, we are headed in the right direction. It feels like, at least for some things. And other things, it's like, gosh, we are taking huge strides backwards. But anyway.
Girl, we're going to have to do this. We're going to have to do another podcast.
Yes.
I feel like we're both holding a lot in right now.
Fearless Beauties after hours. No.
Oh, I love that idea. Yeah, like just raw. I mean, I feel like we're already raw, but like just get down and dirty. Because if you don't want to tune in, don't. But
yeah.
Anyway, y'all, that is a great way to end the season.
Yes.
I would say.
I'd say so too.
OMG. 18 episodes. It's crazy.
Have I been on every single episode this season? I think I have.
I think so. It's been crazy.
Maybe I came on halfway through. I really enjoyed it.
No, I doubt it.
Yeah.
I don't know. But anyway, thank you so much to all of you for not only sticking to the end of this episode, but rocking with us for this entire season.
Yeah.
Let us know what you think of the podcast in the review section. Leave us a 5-star rating.
We've got some cool subjects coming for season 3. I'm really excited about. We're just going to keep on pushing the needle forward and spreading the good word of inclusivity and being fearless beauties.
Yes, and so you should expect to hear back from us with season 3 towards the end of this year. So we're going to take a really good break, but during that time we're just going to be brainstorming on great ideas for season 3. If you all have any ideas of what you would like us to discuss, you can always DM us at Fearless Beauties on Instagram or even on Facebook, or you can even message me, DM me at Taylor Budgets,
or myself, Alina, at True Skin Lab on Instagram.
Yeah, even Mary at Your Etsy Godmother on Instagram. We would just love to hear what you guys are looking for. Like, is there anything we haven't discussed, or if we have discussed it, should we break it down even more? Let us know. Let us know. Thank
you guys for listening.
Yeah, we'll see you all in season 3. Bye.